Hey guys, it's Becky and today I am doing my slightly late November wrap-up. I feel like this will be a fairly short video. I read a grand total of 5 books this month and halfway-ish through 2 others, so I'm just gonna go ahead and show you what I got to. The first book I read this month is The Scorched Trials by James Dashner, which is the second book in the Maze Runner trilogy. I originally read this book 3 or 4 years ago, so it was a reread after the movie came out because I remembered how much I liked the world. So anyway, again, reread, 5 stars. Next, I read The Death Cure by James Dashner, the third and final book in the Maze Runner trilogy. Again, I did really enjoy this one as a reread. It used to be my favorite and now it's my least favorite. I got really annoyed with Thomas in this one and the way he treated Teresa predominantly because I love Teresa and he is a jerk. But yeah, I still really enjoyed this one. I gave this one 5 stars as well. I'm probably leaning more towards like a 4.5. But overall, for enjoyment, the series, I just want to give it 5 stars. After I finished that, I picked up The Kill Order by James Dashner, which is the prequel to the Maze Runner series, which I have had sitting on my shelf for a couple years now and I have never picked up, and I never thought I would pick it up. But I did, so yay me. As a prequel, this is set before the events of the Maze Runner, but it follows an entirely new set of characters, which I was not a big fan of. I was under the impression for the longest time that this was a story about like Thomas and Teresa during their days at Wicked before they went into the maze, and it is not. It doesn't even really touch on Wicked at all. It's about a man named Mark and a girl named Trina, and it's right after the events that cause all the crap to happen in the Maze Runner. So it was interesting, but I didn't really care about the characters at all. For the first half, all I wanted was Thomas and Teresa, and I just did not care. It did not keep my attention. About the halfway point, I did start to like it a little bit more. It did pick up some, but still overall, I don't think this was necessary. It didn't really add anything to the story for me, but it's another book off my TBR, so I am happy I read it, and I gave this one a 3 stars, I believe. Then I read The Sojourn by Andrew Krivak for a course I'm taking this semester, and this is a World War II novel, and I loved it. This is about a boy named Joseph, and he is a sharpshooter in World War I, but he's not on the American side. He's on the other side. I don't know what they're called. I apologize for not knowing, but yeah. So it was very interesting. I've always had a habit of liking historical novels, especially World War II novels, but even this one with World War I still highly enjoyed it. I thought the writing was absolutely beautiful. Yeah, that kind of hurt. Anyway, I gave this one 4.5 stars, I think. 4 or 4.5, I can't remember now. The last full book I read in the month of October was Blue Lily, Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater. And let me tell you a thing, this series is fantastic. If you don't know, this series follows a group of boys known as the Raven Boys and a girl named Blue, and they are in search of a buried Welsh king. And there's like this myth going around that like he never actually died. If they find him, he will grant them a wish. This book was absolutely devastating. There is one more book in the series, but throughout like half of this book I just wanted to cry because the series is fantastic. Like there wasn't even really sad parts. I just wanted to cry. Also, fun fact, if you have read this and you don't know, maybe it's common knowledge, but I didn't know until 2.5 books in because I was doing some research. But a couple things. One, the myth of Glendower is actually a real thing. Did not realize that. I thought Maggie Stiefvater had completely made the whole thing up. But just knowing that it's real has made me love the series 10 times more. I didn't even know that was possible. 2, the story of Glendower was set around the time of Henry IV, I think it was the 4th. And the town that the Raven Boys live in is called Henrietta. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then also, there was a historical figure at that time named Richard II. Richard Gonzi III. And also there is a Shakespeare play called Richard II that has Glendower and Richard II and Henry IV in it, and I really want to read it. Anyway, side note, ended. This series is fantastic, wonderful, beautiful. Everyone needs to read it. Like, read it. Look how beautiful this cover is. I'm gonna stop fangirling now. And as for the 2 books that I started but did not finish in the month of November, the first one is Brother, I'm Dying by Edwidge Danticat. This is a memoir about a girl. Didn't realize she was a girl when I hauled it. And it's about her life and a lot of family troubles. She has there's a lot of illness, like with her father and her uncle especially, and it deals a lot with like Haitian politics. But I didn't get very far. I'm on page 49 out of this like 200-page book. So, still don't really know much about it, but hey, 49 pages done. Alright, and the last book is The Young Elites by Murray Liu, and I read a grand total of 173 pages of this before October ended. There was a disease that ravished the land, like so many books are about these days, but in its wake it left a group of malfetos, which is people that got the disease but they survived, but they were marked from it. And a group of these malfetos now have these superpowers, but they are feared and the government is trying to kill them. The main character, Adelena, is a malfeto, and she has just discovered that she herself has these powers as well. She runs away from home and she is picked up by this group of the Young Elites. Honestly, not a big fan of this book. As for the first 173 pages, I thought the story was extremely slow. I don't like Adelena, and I'm really disappointed because I have been anticipating this book since I found out about it. When I read the Legend series by her, it's not my favorite series, but I did still enjoy it. But this one has been a letdown for me, which is really surprising for me because it tends to be that my favorite books are about superpowered humans, like Shatter Me. But yeah, at this point I have finished the book. I'm gonna try not to talk too much about like overall feelings, but it was just like Alright guys, so that was my November wrap up. It's not November. If I said November throughout this video at all, I apologize. Alright guys, so that was my October wrap up. Again, I'm not going to be doing a TBR for the next month because school, and I don't want to pressure myself more than I need to. But I'm going to try to get as many books finished as I can. Hopefully I finished one. Kind of. Anyway, I'll see you next time. I hope you have a great day, a great month. I have no clue when this video is actually going to be posted. But I will see you in my next video. Bye!